This week's video, we did a poll on Twitter, and it turns out you guys like a certain type of transition. Well, you guys are about to get it. How you guys doing? My name is Mackinac. I am your graphics guide, and on today's video, let's talk about the glitch transition. As always, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you guys can stay up on any new content that comes out. Also, if you have any questions regarding any of these transitions, please feel free to hit me up on twitch.tv/Mackinac. I'm usually live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. For this transition, what we're going to do is 2 slider panels, both of which will be opening up to about halfway through on each side to do the reveal for the glitch transition. Now that we got that figured out, let's go ahead and create our second fusion composition. We're going to go ahead and put that right here. We're going to make sure this thing is set to 4 seconds. All right, we're good there. And then we can go over to the fusion tab and make sure you hit clips. That way you can actually get to that video 1, which is the fusion composition. That's the 4 second. I'm going to move this over here. We actually need to switch this over to snap to grid. Perfect. All right, so get rid of the clips. And here's what we're going to do. We need to add in our media 1, and this is going to be the logo itself. From the logo, we need to hit a transform node. In the transform node, we need to add in a displace. Control space gets you that selection. We'll just hit displace. Grab that right there. Add that into this mix. Then we're going to have to actually add in a fast noise right there, along with a rectangle about right here. And we're going to duplicate this. So click that and then hit control space. Hit duplicate. There it is right there. Hit add. Push that down here like this. Make sure this goes over to the yellow arrow, not the blue. This is going to go over to the blue arrow, and this is going to go over to, I believe, the green. And then that's going to go just like that. So that's what that's going to look like. While we're doing that, let's see if I just add this to this window here. We actually need to push this over this way. And we'll just add the fast noise to this window. That way we know what it looks like. Okay, so from the rectangle, we're going to go ahead and take that width all the way out, and we're going to bring that height to about a 0.2 is what I think I wanted it as. 0.2, perfect. We're going to set that up here to about a, let's see, probably like a 0.8. Oh, you know what we need to do first though? Take that transform node and change that size of that logo to 0.75. I think would work out better. Right there, that's good. Okay, good. So to make sure that rectangle hits that top portion of that node, 0.799, but 0.8 will do just fine. All right, duplicate node. We're going to go ahead and make sure we make 5 copies of that. Oops. Put 5.0. All right. Make sure we're good there. And we're going to take this and we're just going to drop this down to just coverage on the rest of this here. Just like that. Cool. All right, so the fast noise, we're going to change the fast noise. We're going to take that detail all the way up, contrast to about 3 something. Take the brightness down all the way. We're going to scale this. We're going to leave it the way that is, and we're going to turn the seed up to 4.0 like that. I think we need to take this, lock, uncheck the lock XY button. We're going to take the X all the way down and Y all the way up. That brings us to this nice little lines just like that. That's going to give us our displacement of the strength of 0.1, which we're going to be adding through this whole process. All right, so where I like to normally put these things would be starting at 32. Right here, we're going to start with a 0. So check mark that. 32. So that one's changed to this one at 1. This one will be a 0. All right, so there's 0. There's 32. We're going to do that for 2 seconds. We keep that to a 1. 1 more second off. Another highlight there, and we're going to change that to a 0 as well. So that gives us that wonderful little effect just like that. And that's going to give us that, just that little displacement, right? So we'll work that out. All right, the next one I like to sit at, I think I have it set at 40 starting. So we'll start at 40 once again, hit the refraction 1 second over, open that up. We're going to go 4. So we're going to go over to, I do believe we're going to hit 45. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 45. Refraction strength. Actually, why is that refraction strength at 0? That should be at 1. 0.1. 0.1. Cool, that's 0. That's point. I didn't save. 0.1. There it goes. All right, and then that's going to go to 45 with a 0.1 as well. Hit over to one more frame over. Take that down to a 0. Hit enter, and that's going to give us that nice little refraction. We're going to do that again. We're going to take it down to about 60. So I'll do 60, and we'll make that a 0 refraction strength. I'll do a 1 here like that, and then we'll go down to 65. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. 65 refraction strength, and then one more here. Take that refraction strength to 0.1 there. And this should also be 0.1 here. Beautiful. Now we're set. Yep. All right, so that's our displacement, just like that. And we're going to give it a nice little transformation here. I like to generally move it as it displaces. So we're at 31, 32. This is when it moves. So we're going to take this and we're going to hit this at the angle is stationary. The center points are here. The sides we're going to lock in at the same place, so I don't have to worry about that. But we're going to move this slightly. So I want to make sure that this gets moved. We're going to move that over. Oops, actually, wrong. Wow, we need to move over our keyframe first. So there's a keyframe with the displacement. Now from the displacement, we're going to move it over. I'm going to key that and the key angle. We're going to move it up and over just like so. I'm going to give it a nice little tweak of an angle, so like that. We're going to come back over this way. And we're going to come right back, hit that button one more time there, and then we're going to hit this, and we're going to come back to a 0.5, 0.5, and the angle should be a 0. Perfect. That's going to bring it right back. So that's going to give it just a nice little, just to bring it on over there to that side, kind of helps out with that glitchy look. Same thing, we're going to run over here. This is plane, so we're going to hit the angle, hit that, come over one. We're going to go and we're going to change that. I'm going to bring it over a lot more and bring it down slightly. Then we're going to change that angle to right there. I think that'll work. Change that to the same one here. Move over one more. Then we're going to flip that. We're going to come in slightly. Come up. Maybe like right here. That'll work. And then we'll change that angle to just there. That'll work. One frame over. Hold those keyframes once again. Come back here. 0.5, 0.5. Make that 0. Hit enter. Perfect. Now we're good. All right. And then we're going to leave that the ones at 60. We're going to leave it alone. I'm not going to mess with that at all. We're just going to leave it exactly where it's at. So that gives us all the keyframes we need for that particular transformation. Now the next thing we probably want to do is actually add in a camera shake. So if I hit control space, camera shake, we're looking for that camera shake right there, this one here. And that we're going to put there. We're going to add that line just like that. And we want to change the aberration color, but I want the camera shake to happen on those marks. So at 30, we're going to good, 31, good, 32, we're going to hold. And the camera shake, we need to do, where's my strength on the camera shake? Okay, so I did put the wrong camera shake in there. This is the correct camera shake we needed. So now from here, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we hit all those same points. Make sure those are back on to here. Let me just go ahead and connect that just so I know. So now we're going to get to 30. Uh-oh, that should not have moved at 30. Why is that moving? Oh, because it's set. Okay, that's why. We don't want that. The camera shake's already set to overall strength of 1. So those actually need to be at 0. So from here, we're going to hit, this one will be a 0. This one will be a 1. This one will be a 1 as well. And then this one will be a 0. That we have that. And the same thing's going to happen at 40. So 40, 0, 41, 1. 45 is 1. 46 is 0. And then we're going to do the same thing here at 60. That's going to be a 0. That's going to be an overall strength 1. That's going to be a 1, and then that's going to be a 0. There we go. Okay. And then the last thing to really just kind of finish it all off is we want to add in the chromatic aberration on here. That way it gives us that color that we're looking for. These are going to be set to 0 to throughout the whole process until we get to our change up, and that's at 32. So at 31, we're going to hold it at 0, and 32, we're going to go to 0.5. Ooh, that is not right. 0.05. How about 0.05? That works. 0.05 is the right one. We'll go back here, make 0.05. We're going to move over 1. We're going to take that back to a 0. And then same thing. We're going to move over to 40. Here. 40 here. 0. 41. 0.05. We're going to move to 45. 0.05. This one's going to be a 0. And then we're going to move over to 60. Same thing. Come on now. 60. It's at 0. 0.5. 55. 0.5. 66. 0. That's going to complete it. There we go. All right. So the last thing we need to do is take all of this, push it down. We need to add in that background, right? I think this is still too large. No, we're good there. We need to add the background in there. The background, I want to add in the carbon fiber, so we're going to push that here. We're going to put a transform node just because we want to make sure everything's good there. And then we're going to put a merge node in. The merge node, this was going to be green going to the foreground. Obviously, this stuff's going to go to the background, like so. Is that right? And then merge that in. That's right. All right, so the transform node, we're going to upgrade the size of that just slightly. Right about, I think there would be worth it. All right, and that's it. That's it. We have ourselves a glitch. So this is what it's going to look like. You guys ready? You're going to give it a little second to build it back up. That way it can render it all out. But what is going to happen is going to glitch down, glitch over, come back. One more glitch, and then you're done. There's your glitch. Beautiful. So how that's going to look is if we go over here, and we got that background, and I want to show you this to you. Let me run this out real quick. So let that render. Make sure this is set to render as well. And once that's loaded up, we can actually show you what that's going to look like. There's that. There. Cool. Beautiful. All right. So from there, we actually need to add in our sounds, right? So we have a futuristic door. We have futuristic hydraulic door, I think is what we have first. And we're going to set that up a certain spot. I want to go ahead and bring this over. That way I know where the door is going to be. Let's play that over. Okay. How about, I can't hear the door slam. This is a little bit too loud, so we're going to bring that down slightly. And let's see. All right, good. That'll work. It gives us a nice little view there. We still need to add in the a couple of more effects here. We're gonna bring that in, and then we're just gonna widen that out there. We do need to do this door, the futuristic sliding door, which we will do right here. Let's check to see where that's at. We want that down over here. And we're going to bring that down as well. That's a little loud. Maybe about same one, 12. Okay. Right there. How about that? Try that. Perfect. All right. We're going to cut that down to here. Beautiful. And the last thing we need to add in it is our glitch sound effect, right? So let's see where the glitch happens. We're going to find the glitch. Right there. That's where the glitch happens. Cool. Awesome. And I'm going to take this. We're going to bring that down here. I'm going to go ahead and splice this right there. Get that splice key just like that. We're going to take this piece here, copy and paste. Uh-oh. Paste that in. There we go. There's the paste. And we're going to bring this over to the second one. Let's find that second one. See where that's at. Right there. All right, now let's try that. Let's see what that sounds like. I'm pretty sure we're going to be good. Let's try it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the transition. It's as simple as that. Now, here's the crucial step. Make sure we do this before we actually start building this into any real program. Is we want to make sure we select everything, and we have to do a compound clip of this whole deal. Okay, make sure your volume level's right. So what we'll do is we will set a new compound clip. Doesn't matter what you name it. Set it up just like that. That way, the volume and this are locked in together. You see everything's linked, and everything is normalized. So it should be just one solid video. Oh, you know what? That did not render. That's all right. Render catch output. Make sure that's always set that way. I don't know why it doesn't automatically do that, but it's probably a setting that I have to do. All right. So once that's complete, we're going to go over here and we're going to go ahead and set that to an H26 master. Label that whatever you want to. Glitch transition. Oops. Transition. Change the location of the file. Make sure that goes to, where are you? YouTube graphics with the glitch transition, Twitch movie. Do I have it in there? Yep. Okay, there it is. And then how I like to do this, because it is, it's got an alpha mask attached to it, so allow for the blank transparent portions of it. You have to export it out or render it out as an alpha. So you have to change this to the codecs of GoPro Cineform. Change that to RGB 16. I think I have it set to individual clips. Yep, you need to make sure you do that. And then you'll see this little button pop up, says export alpha. I generally like, because of transitions, to keep about medium or high. For this example, we're going to keep it high. Add the render in, and we're going to go ahead and start the render. That shouldn't take very long. Okay. So once that's complete, then we'll be able to move over into OBS, and I'll show you how to set that up. Here we are in OBS. We're going to apply our stinger transition. Make sure you hit the plus sign under the scene transitions, hit stinger, label that glitch. Hit OK, and we're going to search for the file. We actually converted this over to a WebM file from a .mov file, and the reason why I did that is because the file size for the .mov was a lot larger than the WebM file. We're going from a 488 megabits to about 5.3 megabits. With the WebM. So just go ahead and search in Google for a .mov to WebM converter, and I promise it'll be a lot easier to do it that way. It eats up less CPU along the process. So make sure you change that transition point to 3500, set monitoring and output, hit OK, and we're going to test it. Sounds good to me. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your glitch transition. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Those are free and they support the channel. All of the files for this transition will be down in the links below. You can use that to your benefit. For those who are uncomfortable about changing anything in the nodes or not really sure how to work Davinci Resolve, I'm going to go ahead and package up that glitch transition settings. So all you have to do is just plug and play. Basically, just drag the file into the Fusion tab nodes and then just connect the dots. That way you'll have your transition and you won't have to worry about messing with anything else. Ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate you guys watching, and I know this was a little long, so I do apologize for that, but there was a lot of information to put out. Stay tuned for the next video. You guys take it easy, and thanks again for watching. So for this week's video, we did a poll on Twitch.